Mr. Aslam was a rich millionaire. He lived a life full of comfort and luxury. On this rainy evening, he was driving his shiny black car on the highway. The roads were wet and slippery because heavy rain had started suddenly. He was on his way back from a business meeting. His mind was busy with thoughts about new deals and plans. The rain was falling fast and the wind was strong. Mr. Aslam looked through the car window and saw the dark clouds moving quickly. The rain made it hard to see the road ahead. The car's tires slipped a little on the wet surface, but he was confident he could control the car. Suddenly, the rain became even heavier. Water started to collect on the road. Mr. Aslam pressed the brake, but the car slipped uncontrollably. The car hit a big tree on the side of the road with a loud crash. The impact was strong. The windows shattered, and the airbags exploded. Mr. Aslam felt a sharp pain in his head and chest. Then everything went black. When Mr. Aslam opened his eyes, he was confused. He was not in his car anymore. Instead, he was lying on a simple wooden bed. The room was small and very plain. The walls were made of mud and wood. There was no electricity, only the soft light of a small oil lamp. He felt cold and weak. He tried to sit up, but his body was sore. He looked around and saw a small window with raindrops falling outside. He heard the sound of rain on the roof. It was still raining hard. The air smelled fresh, like earth and grass. It was very different from the city air he was used to. Mr. Aslam's heart started to beat faster. Where was he? How did he get here? Was this a hospital? He tried to remember what had happened. The last thing he recalled was the car slipping in the crash. But after that, he had no memory. He stood up carefully and looked outside. The house was in the middle of a small village. The village was quiet and simple. There were small huts made of mud and straw. The roads were narrow and muddy because of the rain. There were no cars, only a few people walking slowly with umbrellas or big leaves to cover themselves from the rain. Mr. Aslam felt strange. He was a millionaire, used to tall buildings, bright lights, and fast cars. But here, everything was simple and quiet. The people in the village wore old clothes and looked tired from hard work. He saw children playing in the mud, laughing despite the rain. He saw women carrying pots of water on their heads. Everyone looked poor but happy. He started to feel worried. How did he get so far from the city? And who had brought him here? He tried to find someone to ask, but it was dark and no one was near. Just then, he heard soft footsteps behind him. He turned and saw a small girl. She was about 8 or 9 years old. Her clothes were old and dirty, and her hair was messy, but her eyes were bright and full of kindness. She looked at him with curiosity and a little smile. Mr. Aslam was surprised. Who was this girl? She looked poor and small, but there was something special about her. She slowly came closer and said in a soft voice, "Are you hurt, sir? You were in the rain. You looked very sick." Mr. Aslam tried to speak, but his throat was dry. He nodded. The girl smiled and said, "My name is Amina. I live here in this village. Come, I will bring you some warm tea." He felt weak but decided to trust her. He followed Amina to a small kitchen corner. She quickly made some tea on a small fire. While she was busy, Mr. Aslam looked around the room again. It was very simple, with only a few old pieces of furniture. But it felt warm, and when Amina came back with the tea, she sat beside him and handed the cup. Mr. Aslam took it with trembling hands. The warm tea made him feel a little better. He looked at Amina again and asked softly, "How did I get here? Who brought me?" Amina paused and looked at him carefully. "I found you near the road under a big tree. You were not moving. I was scared. But I took you here. The village people helped me. They took care of you," she said quietly. Mr. Aslam felt a wave of gratitude. This small girl had saved his life, but he was still confused. How did she find him so quickly? And why was she so brave to help a stranger in the middle of the storm? He looked into Amina's eyes and saw something he had never seen before. Pure kindness and strength. Despite her young age and hard life, she was a fighter. Mr. Aslam wanted to ask more questions, but he was tired. The pain in his body was growing. He closed his eyes and thought about his life. full of money, power, and loneliness. Here, in this poor village, he felt something different. Hope. Suddenly, Amina whispered, "You must rest now. Tomorrow I will help you find your way home." Mr. Aslam nodded weakly, but deep inside he wondered, what was going to happen next? Was this small village going to change his life forever? And what secret did this little orphan girl hide? The rain continued to fall outside, but inside the small hut, a new story had just begun. The next morning, the sun tried to break through the heavy clouds. The rain had stopped, but the ground was still wet and muddy. Mr. Aslam woke up slowly. His body ached, but he felt a little stronger. He looked around the small room. Amina was sitting nearby, cleaning a small wooden bowl. She smiled when she saw him awake. "Good morning, sir," she said softly. "You slept well, the rain is gone now." Mr. Aslam tried to sit up, but Amina quickly helped him. "Don't move too fast. You need rest," she warned kindly. He looked at the simple village through the small window. The houses looked peaceful now. People were starting their daily work. Some carried water, others were cooking on small fires outside. Mr. Aslam still felt confused. He wanted to know more about this place and the people. "Amina," he said quietly, "where exactly am I? What is this village called?" Amina looked down for a moment, then said, "This village is called Mehranpur. It's very far from the city. Not many people know about it." Mr. Aslam raised his eyebrows. "Why? It looks like a poor place." Amina nodded. "Yes, it is poor, but it's our home. People here are simple, but they work hard. Many children here have no parents. They live with us like brothers and sisters." Mr. Aslam felt a strange sadness in his heart. He was used to seeing wealth and power, but here he saw struggle and hope together. Suddenly, the door opened quietly. An old woman came inside. Her face was kind but tired. She looked at Mr. Aslam and smiled gently. "This is my mother," Amina said. "Her name is Mariam. She takes care of all the children here." Mariam came closer and placed a hand on Mr. Aslam's shoulder. "Welcome, sir. You are safe here. Don't worry." Mr. Aslam smiled weakly. He felt warmth in this simple house, but his mind was full of questions. How did he get from the highway to this village? How long had he been unconscious? He wanted to speak, but felt too weak. Mariam noticed and said, "You need to rest more. We will take care of you." Days passed slowly. Mr. Aslam stayed in the small hut. Amina and Mariam looked after him carefully. They brought food and water and cleaned his wounds. He watched the village life from the window. He saw children playing happily despite their poverty. He saw people helping each other in hard times. The village had a calm and honest life, very different from the noisy city. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Mr. Aslam sat outside the hut. Amina joined him with a small basket of fruit. "Why did you help me, Amina?" he asked. "You don't know me. You could have left me there." Amina looked at him quietly. "Because I knew you needed help. In this village we help each other. No one is alone here." Mr. Aslam was touched by her words. He realized that money and power were not everything. Here, people had something more, kindness and trust. But then a strange thing happened. Amina's eyes became serious. She looked at Mr. Aslam and said, "There is something you must know, sir. This village has a secret." Mr. Aslam's heart beat faster. "What secret?" he asked. Amina whispered, "Not all is as it seems here. Some people in the village are not what they appear to be, and some do not want strangers to find out." Mr. Aslam looked around nervously. The peaceful village now seemed mysterious and full of hidden stories. He wanted to know more, but Amina stopped him. "For now, you must rest. Tomorrow I will take you to meet the village leader. He can answer your questions." That night, Mr. Aslam lay in bed thinking about the day. Who was the village leader? What was the secret? And why had fate brought him to this strange place? Outside, the stars shone quietly. Inside, a new chapter of Mr. Aslam's life was about to begin, one that would change him forever. The next morning, Mr. Aslam woke up feeling a little better. Amina was waiting outside with a warm smile. "Are you ready?" she asked. Mr. Aslam nodded. He was curious and a little nervous. They walked together down a narrow dirt path. The village was waking up, children playing, women carrying water, men working in fields. But today, something felt different. Amina stopped in front of a small house larger than the others. It was made of old wood and had flowers growing near the door. "This is where the village leader lives," Amina said quietly. Mr. Aslam took a deep breath and knocked. The door opened slowly. A tall man, with kind eyes but a serious face, stood before them. "Welcome," the man said. "I am Saeed, the leader of Mehranpur." Mr. Aslam shook his hand. Saeed's grip was firm, showing strength and wisdom. They sat inside the small house. Saeed served tea in simple cups. The room was humble but neat. "Mr. Aslam," Saeed began, "you came to our village in a bad storm. It is no accident. Something brought you here." Mr. Aslam looked confused. "What do you mean? I crashed my car and woke up here." Saeed smiled softly. "Yes, but fate has many ways to guide us. You needed help, and this village needed you too." Mr. Aslam felt his heart beat faster. "I want to understand. Why would a rich man like me be here, far from everything I know?" Saeed leaned closer. "Because you are lost in your life. You focus on money and power, but you forgot what is truly important." Mr. Aslam looked down. It was true. He had spent his life chasing success, but now he felt empty. Mehranpur is poor in money, but rich in love and trust. Here people care for each other like family. Suddenly Amina spoke up. "There is something else, sir. You must be careful. Some outsiders don't want this village to be known." Mr. Aslam's eyes widened. "Why? What are they hiding?" Saeed's face grew serious. "Long ago, this village was forgotten by the city. Many powerful people want the land for business. They send people to scare us, to make us leave." Mr. Aslam was shocked. He never knew such things happened in places like this. He thought about the peaceful faces of the villagers. They were fighting silently, with courage. Saeed continued, "We need help to protect our home. You have the power to help us, Mr. Aslam." Mr. Aslam felt a strange warmth in his chest. Maybe this accident was a chance for him to do something real. "Tell me what I can do," he said firmly. Saeed smiled. "Tomorrow we will meet the village council. You will see how we live and work together." As the sun set, Mr. Aslam walked back with Amina. His mind was full of questions but also hope. That night he dreamed of a new life, one where he could use his strength not just for himself, but for others. Outside the village, dark clouds were gathering again. Danger was near, but so was a new beginning. The next day, Mr. Aslam followed Amina to the village square. It was small but full of life. Villagers gathered around, talking quietly. Some children played nearby, their laughter lightening the serious. Amina led Mr. Aslam to a circle of elders sitting on wooden benches. These were the village council, people who made important decisions for Mehranpur. Saeed stood beside them and introduced Mr. Aslam. "Friends, this is Mr. Aslam. He wants to help us." The elders nodded, their faces showing respect, but also worry. One of them, an old man with a white beard, spoke first. "We welcome you, Mr. Aslam, but you must understand times are hard for us. Powerful men want to take our land. They have sent strangers to scare our people and force us out." Mr. Aslam listened carefully. "Who are these strangers? What do they want?" Another elder, a woman with kind eyes, answered, "They want to build big factories and roads. They say it will bring money, but it will destroy our homes, our water, and our way of life." Mr. Aslam felt his heart ache. He had seen many times how money could hurt people and nature. "We need to protect the village, but we have little power against them," Saeed said. Mr. Aslam looked around. He saw hope in the villagers' eyes, but also fear. "I have money and connections," he said. "Maybe I can help you fight this." Amina smiled at him. "It is not only money, it is also courage, honesty, and unity. You must understand our village first." Suddenly, A young man rushed into the square out of breath. "Sir, strangers are near the edge of the village. They came to ask questions, but they looked dangerous." The council stood quickly, ready to protect their home. Mr. Aslam felt a rush of determination. "I want to meet these strangers. Maybe I can talk to them." Zoid nodded but warned, "Be careful, they do not want to listen." Mr. Aslam went with the young man toward the village edge. There, a few men in expensive clothes waited, watching the village. Mr. Aslam stepped forward and introduced himself. "I am Mr. Aslam. I am here to help this village." One man sneered. "This land will be ours soon. You should leave." Mr. Aslam stood firm. "This village is home to many good people. They will not leave." The men exchanged glances, but did not attack. They left with a warning. "You will regret this." Mr. Aslam returned to the council. "They want to scare you, but we must be strong." That night, Mr. Aslam thought about the village and its people. He realized this was not just a fight for land, but a fight for hope and dreams. Outside, the wind howled like a warning. The battle for Mehranpur was just beginning. The morning sun rose over Mehranpur, but the village still felt tense. Mr. Aslam knew the strangers would not give up easily. He wanted to do more than just watch. Amina met him by the small river where children were playing. She looked worried but hopeful. "Mr. Aslam," she said softly, "the village trusts you now, but some people in the city might not like this. You must be careful." Mr. Aslam nodded. "I want to help. Tell me what I can do." Amina smiled. "There is something you should know. Not everyone in the city wants to destroy our village. Some people care, but they don't know the truth." Mr. Aslam listened closely as she continued. "There is a secret about this land. Long ago, it belonged to a family who loved the village, but the land was taken by a powerful company. This company wants to keep the secret hidden." Mr. Aslam's eyes widened. "A secret? What kind?" Amina looked around to be sure no one was listening. "There is a hidden well in the forest. The water there is pure and has healing powers. The company wants to build on the land and destroy." Mr. Aslam thought about the village's clear water and green trees. He understood why they fought so hard. Suddenly, Saeed arrived with serious news. "Mr. Aslam, a man from the company came to the village last night. He offered money to some villagers if they leave quietly." Mr. Aslam felt a fire inside him. "We cannot let them divide us. We must stand together." He decided to visit the city that very day. He wanted to find allies who could help save Mehranpur. Before he left, Amina gave him a small wooden charm. "For protection," she said with a smile. Mr. Aslam felt a deep connection to the village and its people. He was no longer just a visitor. He was part of their fight. As he drove away, he looked back at the peaceful village, knowing the real battle was just beginning. Mr. Aslam arrived in the city with a heavy heart. He knew he had to act fast to save Mehranpur. He visited an old friend, Mr. Karim, a lawyer who cared about justice. Mr. Karim listened carefully as Mr. Aslam explained everything about the village, the land, and the company trying to take it. "This is serious," Mr. Karim said. "If we have proof of the company's wrongdoings, we can stop them legally." Mr. Aslam nodded. "But how do we get proof?" Mr. Karim smiled. "Leave that to me." Meanwhile, back in Mehranpur, the villagers prepared for more trouble. Some had already received tempting offers to sell their land. Fear and doubt began to spread. Amina gathered the people. "We must stay strong. Together we can protect our home." Days passed slowly. Mr. Aslam worked with Mr. Karim to find evidence. They uncovered secret plans showing the company's real intentions to destroy the forest and the hidden well. When Mr. Aslam returned to the village, he shared the news. "We have proof. We will fight this legally and publicly." The villagers cheered, their hope renewed, but danger was still near. One night, someone tried to burn a barn on the village edge. Mr. Aslam and Saeed rushed to stop the fire. They saved the barn but realized the attackers wanted to scare them. "We must be ready," Saeed said. "This fight will not be easy." Mr. Aslam felt stronger than ever. He was no longer a stranger but a protector of Mehranpur. As the stars shone above, the village stood united, ready to face the coming storm. The sun rose slowly over Mehranpur, casting a golden light on the small village. The air was filled with a quiet hope, but also tension. The final battle was near. Mr. Aslam stood in front of the village council and the people. His heart was full of pride. He looked at the faces around him, faces of courage, hope, and trust. "The company tried to scare us," he said. "They tried to break us, but we stayed strong, and now we have the truth." Days ago, with the help of Mr. Karim and some honest journalists, Mr. Aslam had shared the proof of the company's secret plan with the world. The newspapers and TV showed the company's lies and the danger to the village's land and water. People all over the country supported Mehranpur. The government stopped the company's plans and promised to protect the village. The villagers cheered loudly. Tears of joy and relief filled their eyes. They hugged each other, knowing their home was safe. But Mr. Aslam felt something else too. He felt changed. The simple life of Mehranpur had touched his heart. He realized that true wealth was not in money or power. It was in love, community, and kindness. Amina came to him and smiled. "You saved our village, but you also found something important here." Mr. Aslam nodded. "Yes, I did. I found a new family." He decided to stay in Mehranpur, not as a rich man far away, but as one of them. He promised to help the village grow, to build schools, clean water, and better homes. One evening, as the village celebrated their victory, Mr. Aslam looked up at the stars. The rain and storm had passed. Now there was peace and hope. He whispered to himself, "Thank you, Amina. Thank you, Mehranpur." And in that moment, surrounded by the people he now called family, Mr. Aslam knew his life had truly changed. Forever.